Hey everyone, I'm Jeff Howe alongside Karen Guregian. We're here at Gillette Stadium where the Patriots and Browns are getting ready for their Week 14 matchup. And with that in mind, let's discuss three keys to a Patriots victory that we all think should be easy, but hey, we thought last week would be easy too. Number one, make sure that you don't hit the snooze button. Set that alarm clock the night before so you can show up. And not just that, but show up and actually start with some relative competency. They haven't done that in the last few weeks. All three games out of their bye, they've given their opponent a 10-0 lead. The good news is they won two of those games, but it's not exactly they're not interested in ratings here.
The last three games, dating back to Carolina, they've been outscored like 51-10 in the first half of those games. You can't get away with that going forward. You just can't spot teams at those kind of leads. The Patriots know that, so they want to basically jumpstart themselves a little bit quicker. Start fast. Start putting points on the board earlier, as opposed to waking up in the third quarter, which is funny because that used to be their problem. They couldn't score in the second halves of games. They've flipped it. You know what? I think they're looking for like a 60-minute effort this time around.
That'd be a good way to go about things, especially against a Browns team that just doesn't have a lot of reasons to have confidence. I mean, midway through the week, they still weren't sure of any number one of the four quarterbacks on the roster who were going to start the game. And again, lost 6 of 7. They're not going to go to the playoffs yet again. And they're a team that they beat the Ravens earlier this season. They hung with the Chiefs. They've hung with some good teams. And if the Patriots allow them to start quickly, maybe they'll say, hey, you know what? We came all the way to Foxborough.
Nothing to lose. Yeah. They have nothing to lose.
Number two, a good way to going about that would be shutting down Josh Gordon. We say they don't have a lot of offensive weapons, but Josh Gordon is a freakish talent. Suspended for the first 2 games of the season. That has been part of the issues, part of the reason why he was in the supplemental draft a couple years ago, but is already second in the NFL in receiving yards, and it's because he's had something just under 500 yards in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and Aqib Talib was actually putting him in the same breath as a Calvin Johnson and an Andre Johnson. So he's a freak talent. He can beat you deep. He can beat you over the middle. He can beat you any number of ways. So it's going to be interesting to see, will they just put Talib on him? Will they have safety coverage over the top? Will they play cover 2? It's going to be interesting to see because he's had a record back-to-back 200 games, which is kind of unheard of for a receiver.
That yardage total over the last 2 games for Gordon, over the season, that would be number 3. It would rank 3rd on the Patriots overall. More yards than Dobson, Tompkins.
498 yards in 2 games.
And number 3, the run defense. This is unquestionably their number 1 issue right now across the board. They're ranked 31st in the league. They've given up 301 rushing yards in the last 2 weeks. Good for them is a 32-year-old Willis McGahee, who seemed like he was destined for retirement about 3 months ago, is their leading rusher. He has 344 yards. That is absurdly low. They only have 2 rushing touchdowns this season. Texans had the same total going into last week, but you would think this would be a week when the rush defense should, in theory, get better.
Right, you would hope. But you know what? The Browns will run the ball and run the ball until the Patriots stop them. And that's what teams have been doing. They've been coming in, whether it's here or on the road. They've been running the rock and basically saying, okay, Patriots, stop us. And to this point, the Patriots really haven't been able to shut down anyone's running game, whether it's the best running game or the worst running game.
We'll see how the Patriots handle these 3 keys on Sunday against the Browns. To follow all of our coverage up to and throughout the game, you can follow our work on the Blitz blog and BostonHerald.com.